I'm Xanderwood. I make indie games and tutorials on game development. I also play your indie games every week on my channel. Make sure you subscribe and click that bell icon so you never miss a video. Well, the most popular game jam on Itch has just ended. No, not Xander Jam. That ended a couple of weeks back, silly. I'm talking about the one and only
Yo dog! Hello everyone! Hello everyone! Hello everyone! Hey everyone! Hello everyone!
BRACKEY'S Game Jam. The theme for BRACKEY'S Jam was "It is not real," which makes one think, how many things are there that just aren't real? Well, there's ghosts, aliens, dreams, alternate realities, time travel, more aliens, lies, and the list goes on. I joined this jam with the goal of achieving fortune and glory.
Fortune and glory.
Does anyone else finish their game and think, damn, this is the best game I've ever made? And then play other jam entries and spend half the day considering whether game development is really for them after all? This is how I felt after playing some of the BRACKEY'S Game Jam games. Games that you guys made. Games that I'm about to review and feature here on my pokey little YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be looking at some platform games, some shooter games, some puzzle games, some 3D games, some horror games, and a few more genres. There were truly some fantastic moments, but mostly there was dying, and more dying, and death, and respawning.
He's dead, another dead one, deadified.
So sit back, grab a cup of tea, and for the love of God, smash the subscribe button, and let's deep dive into the wonderful world of your games. Lava Leap by Vimlark is a top-down platformer based on the all-too-familiar The Floor is Lava game you played as a kid, or a drunk grown-up. Also, there is a Netflix show about it, which my 10-year-old daughter is obsessed with. However, I digress. The game starts with a wonderful tutorial level that will familiarise yourself with the controls. Jump and leap from sofa to pool table to TV and back to pool table, in an effort to get across the room without touching the floor. If you fall, you'll literally be burned alive in the smouldering hot lava that awaits beneath your feet. Well, actually, the lava isn't real, so you'll just have to go back to your previous checkpoint. I love how when you fall, you'll be able to walk around the level and look ahead at the obstacles. The art is fantastic in true Vimlark style, and the music is always great and fitting. The controls are tight, and if I could add but just one suggestion, make it so that you can bounce on the beds and sofas. Otherwise, nice game. Sledge 169 made a very hard game. In N-Rush, you must keep moving to build up momentum to aid you in landing your next jump. Alarmy by Fireload is a game where you play as an alarm clock. You need to rebuild yourself in time to wake up Jerry for school. Search the level for your components, and when you have everything, reassemble yourself so Jerry makes it to the school on time. Iron Studios made a switching game. Switch realities with spacebar to help you progress through the level. NS Chaitanya made a game where you can choose what is and what is not real. Spikes not real. Spikes not real. Spikes not real. Spikes not real. No! There is a progressively wonderful array of new objects to interact with, which keeps the game fun. Plus, how cute is the player sprite? Miniature Giants made a platform game called The Light in the Night. Reach the exit and avoid ghosts. Turning on lights will make the ghost disappear, but you'll need to find and turn on all the lights in order for the exit to appear. This is a prototype but has a bunch of potential as a good puzzle platformer, should the developer continue to work on it. Before we continue with the video, a massive shout out to my YouTube channel members and Patreon subscribers: Foozle CC, Zan, Jet Simon and Mary Lewis, Lightning Cat, Olivier Bernier, Retro Galaxy, Fan Van, Seth Coble, Rob, Endmark Games, Tor Alexanderson, Jared Demont, Martin K and Matt. For more details about my Patreon and channel perks, there is a link in the description. Lucas Bondin, Krabby Pops, and Pixie Van made a beautiful little RPG game about a girl called Aiko who wakes up in a strange place. Talk to the animals you encounter to begin unraveling the threads of a story that will get you back home. The artwork is fantastic and really reminds me of my PS1 RPGing days. The music is a light lullaby that will lull you into a state of pure relaxation as you help the animals find their missing items, collect stars and explore a truly enchanted realm. Although Between Dreams by 46 is in its essence a platformer, I've included it in story-based games because it weaves a wonderfully well-made minimalistic platforming experience with a short encapsulating story. This game is testament to what can be achieved with minimal graphics when you focus on polish and substance. You start in a room with no exit and a seemingly helpful voice guides you. After you escape, you'll find yourself on a journey with nothing but a strange narrator as your travelling companion. Avoid traditional style platformer hazards in an effort to find the way out. This game has a twist that I didn't see coming, so I won't spoil it. You can play through yourself in around 5 minutes, and I'd definitely recommend giving it a go. Pizza Delirium by Patagroda is a game that, on the surface, looks like a delicious pizza, hot, bubbling and topped with a plethora of delights. But after taking a bite, it was a rather different affair.
Pizza going out. Come on!
Your productivity has dwindled, so your boss gives you some pills to help you pick up the pace. However, these pills are having a strange effect on you as every now and again your environment seemingly changes and you're being chased down by hordes of robots. Take them out, Matrix style, and it's back to delivering pizzas.
Pizza going out. Come on!
Yes, I'm reusing memes. The controls were a little stiff. I didn't always have a feeling that I was in control of the player, and would often just hold shift and run to avoid combat. It would be much more fun to have a slick and responsive control setup, so I could satisfyingly send the robot spawn to meet their maker, in true Neo style. Umbuka made a retro-inspired top-down shooter using sporfs. Yes, those handy spoon, knife, fork things. What do you need to do? Throw them at Egyptian gods, of course. What else? It Is Not a Lie by Odd Action is a detective game in which you have to solve a horrible crime. Dylan's fiancée has been murdered just before their wedding day, and you need to question the suspects. But be careful, not all of them will tell you the truth.
One of us always tells the truth, and one of us always lies.
As you question the suspects, you'll realise that the plot is thickening faster than your grandma's gravy, what with affairs and deep-rooted hatred between the characters. Ask the questions you think will move you closer to determining who the murderer is, and when you've finished, you'll need to make your accusations. Guess wrong, and you'll be sending an innocent bystander away for a very long time. Actually, that's a lie.
Oh, what a lie!
You'll just be given another chance to pick until you win. I really enjoyed the story, but truth be told, I'm not much of a reader. It'd be super cool if you had a narrator to read the lines and voice actors to play the suspects, as determining whether somebody is lying takes more than just reading text. Listening to the tones and ways of a person's voice would give the player more clues, and ultimately enrich the engagement of the game. I like the sepia tone style you went for. It shows that you were aiming for a 1950s style detective atmosphere, kind of like LA Noire. You could have put some more objects in the scene that would be typical of this genre, perhaps a typewriter or an old-fashioned phone. Also, the way the characters dressed didn't seem to fit the style of the game. The Nonsense Guy made a book that you should read before playing the game. It's called Mimics for Dummies, and I for one am a dummy. Your goal is to determine if the chest is real or not. Guess wrong and you'll either be killed by the king or eaten by a mimic. I for one would take my chances working at McDonald's, where only the customers eat the mimics, allegedly. The Puzzle Bot by Just Code is an escape room game with a 12-minute timer. Escape by solving clues in the allotted time.
But if you lose, you will stay here in hell forever.
Actually, remain in a virtual escape room world that an evil AI created. But potato potato. You need to disable a computer and break through a door. But the parts you need to complete these tasks are hidden in the room. Search out these parts and use them to escape. Once you do so, you'll need to show that evil AI computer exactly what you think of it. Armed Gorilla made a game that teases you with the prospect of finding gold. Like that salesman that sold you that broken metal detector as a kid. What resulted next was nothing short of disappointment. Unlike the salesman in the story, however, Armed Gorilla does deliver on the gold in this elegant game of digging holes, finding treasure, and taking it back to your boat.
You need to destroy the 4 generators in this facility.
Black Ops Ben made a game that literally told you that the horrible enemies in the game aren't real, but then said enemies, including Big Bird, proceed to kill you over and over again.
Not like this.
Pascal Malenfant made a game called Freshly Baked Cookies, but a better name might have been Freshly Baked Hash Brownies or something. In this game, you're just popping over to your friend's house and find a tray of cookies, fresh from the oven. I mean, who wouldn't take one? That's entrapment. Anywho, you eat one and end up in some form of alternate existence where your friend is now a tree, and you will be too if you're not careful.
The only problem is I cannot defend myself against those pirates.
Don't worry, it's not real. But still, a tree? This game has alternate endings based on your choices. Check it out and let me know which ending you got. Play as a little girl in ORNG Studios' game Maze of Me. Try to escape the maze, but remember, not everything you see is real. Unlock secret exits as you run and survive the nightmares that dwell within. Dirk Exer made a spooky game where you have to sell movie tickets to customers. But some customers are ghosts, and everyone knows that ghost money isn't real. Match up the ticket type to the customer, and if you see a ghost, well, throw a crucifix at them. At the end of the shift, you'll be shown your score based on how many tickets you successfully sold. Then it's back to work the following day, just like in real life, but without the ghosts. If you find yourself daydreaming while driving, you should probably pull over and take a rest. Unless you're life, of course. In this game, you have to play 2 games at the same time. Drive a car with the mouse and play a platform game with the WSD keys. If you're one of those weirdos that can rub your tummy and pat your head at the same time, this game should be top of your list. Timedar made a puzzle game called Alone in the Snow, but for me it was a case of alone falling through the snow into the ice waters of some really cold biome. The goal of the game is a simple one: watch the white fox run and follow the correct path. If you follow the fox, you'll progress to the next level. If you don't, you'll fall to your icy grave and have to restart. The challenge for me was that there were so many options of where to move, and it wasn't too clear on which way the fox went. Yes, I understand the premise behind trial and error, but the levels were quite long, at least to start with. And this meant my tiny mind kept forgetting the correct path. Visually though, the game looks great, and I love the concept, so great job on those areas. Alexio Games made a top-down puzzle game where you need to protect your disciple from werewolves by actually destroying the coloured ground tiles. Be careful though, because one wrong pick and you're toast. Cedric Quillian made a fantastic game called It's Not a Prop. You wake up to a house full of new goodies, and no, your mum's not been on Amazon the night before ordering next day delivery. In actual fact, aliens have invaded and have taken the form of common household items. Make sure you remember what items are lying around in your house before you go to bed, as come first thing in the morning, if you can't identify the strange new items in your house, you're a dead man. The pixel art in this game is amazing, and I especially like the comic book style method of telling the story. It captures your attention from the first scene, and although the gameplay was simple, it does a great job at holding your attention span firmly as it throws down the challenge of what can you remember and will you die this time? Maverick made a precision platformer that is as infuriating as it is fantastic. A 5-star review in those categories. Run through a level of hazardous blades and platforms to reach the end, if there is one. This game is very well made, the character is a joy to control, and the sheer amount of attempts it took me to beat the level is testament to its playability. Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. Apologies if your game didn't feature. I had so many requests and fitting them all in would have been just too much. If you enjoyed the video and would like me to feature your game as part of my Indie Games of the Week series, there is a link in the description on how you can submit your game. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, I'm blown away by how good everyone is at making games. So until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.